This is KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and standing by to join me are Jonathan, Connor, and Max. And two of them have roles in the film, and one is, I believe, running cameras, doing some of the producing. And we're going to talk about their film, Happy Effin' Sunshine, which is making its world premiere at Dances with Films Friday, June 10th. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Tell me about how the film came about.
My company, Other Animal, that I have with two other partners, we had produced a indie critically acclaimed horror film called Poor Agnes, which is about a female serial killer right before that kind of became a thing. Did very, very well. And we were looking for a follow-up that could really kind of stretch us as a team, as a producing team, as well as help develop the writing a little further in how we want to approach other projects. So the script came out of our writer on Poor Agnes and the producer of the film, Ryan Keller. They had worked on it together. And then they brought it to me because they had been shopping it with other people. They brought it to me and I looked at it and I was like, this isn't going to work for a number of reasons. And then we spent about 2-3 years reworking the script to get it to a point where we could really, where we could bring in talent and let their abilities really shine through the material. So that was it. I mean, like it was a very, very long road, and we took some other approaches. We wanted to do the traditional because we were being pushed by sales agents, and that's like, take a look at some of these stars, take a look at these people. And we were trying to sort through those deals, and it didn't really make sense. And then when we found the cast up in North Bay, with the help of Derek, we're blown away. Like just the sheer, and I keep saying this, but the sheer raw talent that was in this group of performers was like nothing that we'd seen in a number of years. And I went through an art school and I've been around this my entire life, and I've done theater and, like you name it. And I was blown away. You get a whole group of people and it just sang, like the text just came to life. So that's what happened. And these guys were a huge part of it.
Amazing. Now, Max and Connor, did you know each other? Like, had you been studying acting together? Okay, so there was a chemistry already.
Yes. Max, how long have we known each other for?
Oh my gosh. Like, I'd say almost like 6-7 years, like since first year of college by this point. Yeah. But you were in a different program. Connor was actually started off in the acting program, and I was just strictly like film and cinematography program. And our programs kind of merge, as in like we would cast a lot of people from the acting program to be in our short films. So that's kind of how Connor and I got to meet and get to know each other initially. And then we just stayed in the same bubble of North Bay film people and kind of went from there.
Yeah, there's a pretty big bubble in North Bay of filmmakers and actors, and they all come together and they work together, and they produce great short films. So it's great. It's great.
Well, when you know one another and you're doing scenes together, there's a chemistry.
Yeah, it's more fun. I had more fun doing it, knowing the people around me.
Definitely.
Absolutely. And just like knowing everyone's personality and like kind of just like what gets them to tick, and it's just great working with people that you know.
Yeah.
So what was it like working on this very serious film?
Connor, you go first.
Sorry, well, I didn't hear that. What was that?
I said, what was it like working on this very serious film?
Oh yeah, super serious. No, it was great. Honestly, like my experience was just surreal, to be honest. Just getting casted in this role, and then on top of it, like we were just saying, like working with everybody that we kind of already know, and then on top of it, like Ryan, Derek, and Jonathan were able to like bring talent from outside of North Bay. We got some pretty decent names on there. So yeah, it was a great experience. Fun days. Every day was fun. So it's like when everything came to an end, it was pretty sad, but the movie lives on. So
awesome.
Yeah. It was fun while still being on like a serious tone, but I thought that was like kind of refreshing in its own, because I feel like in North Bay we were seeing a lot of like more hallmarky productions, and it was the first like raw like production we were faced with, and the fact that we got to be a huge part of it was so exciting. So even though it was a more serious tone film, we made it super fun somehow, and it was great.
I love it. Which one of you wants to give us a little synopsis of what the film is about?
I think Jonathan should.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'll take this. I'm happy with this one. So I mean, thematically, it's like your first band or the first film that you do, like short film you do, or like your first stage play,
Yeah.
the first time you put something together and all the distinct personalities, friends you have around you, and like you're literally pulling that talent from those people, but you're also pulling all the history you have and all the drama you have and the trauma that's built into that and combine it together. And that's really where this script kind of started from, because the two writers that were on it, that's where they were pulling their experience from. So thematically, it's about, let's take this and as we all know, like the economy is very hard, especially in small towns. A lot of these mill towns and that, they are collapsing. People are moving to larger towns, but the question is like, where do we go? How do we get out of this?
Right.
And so that became the theme of the film. That's one of the reasons why it attracted me to the original story. I'm like, that theme is really strong.
Yeah.
And we built the story around the characters exploring that theme. So it's like, what are they going to do to get out? How are they going to support each other? How are they going to sabotage each other? What makes it really entertaining and fun, but real, like realistic for their experience?
I love the description I put on my show blog, which is a foul-mouthed comedy about a struggling metal band.
Yeah, that's in a nutshell. Yeah, that's the
yeah. Little Miss Sunshine and Metalhead, 98-minute dramedy.
Pretty much, but it's, you put it into, you drop it into first gear, and then you're in sixth, and you're going on the highway at about 180, and you're like, how do we get here? And it's literally hit the ground running like that.
Yep, unbelievable. So, what was it like shooting the film, being in the film, Max?
Being in the film,
Yeah.
well, I had a bit of a unique role on that set because I was also doing a lot of crew work. So I was wearing like two hats of like actor and helping like manage the production. So I had a very unique experience out of that. And it was a lot of learning and figuring out what works and what doesn't in acting and being behind the camera. But the overall experience of being in the film was great. Again, retouching on what we said, knowing who's around and being familiarized with everything. And it almost takes an ease off, because when you already know the people, you don't have to stress about like being fun and getting to know them. You know them and you know how they are. So you can really focus in on your craft and just go all in, and you know you have people already there to support you. So
Right.
I think the overall experience being in and outside of the film was great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, to piggyback off of Max there, like just touching back on it again, like just so unique to have everybody that we already know, and like in this, small little town that just has so much like creative power, North Bay, and just working with everyone. And that was probably the most unique thing, because I don't know many sets that are like that. So that everyone knows each other from like growing up in a sense.
Yes.
So it was very, very unique.
Was this shot during the pandemic?
No, it was shot in 2018, just before.
Okay.
Actually. Yeah.
And then
we
edited during the pandemic?
Well, yeah. Well, we went to Berlin actually trying to shop the film in 2019. Brian and I went over there, and we're lining up, like people were looking at it. We were trying to line up a deal for that. And then the pandemic hit, and we were doing the editing, pushing everything along, starting to package the music.
Okay.
Because the music, which I did a lot of the supervising on the music, it actually took us a lot longer than it probably should have, because our budget was so small, but we were like really wanted to have the right tone for it. And then just focus on the editing and the music for the next probably about year and a half. We're like, okay, well, let's just pump the brakes and wait until we know exactly what the pandemic's going to look like. And that's when we started looking this year. It's like, we really should get this out the door and bring this to an audience, because these guys were fantastic. And really, literally, I think, as Connor says, they need to see our gifts. Like, they literally need to see their gifts. That's in the film. He says that. It's pretty awesome. I've seen the film 100 times at this point.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are those buttons? You have a cool poster. Is that an actual button that people could get? If not, you should get them.
Let me get back to you. Probably NFTs on that one.
I mean, that is a really cool button, right?
Thank you. I have to double check the rights on that. I'm not sure how.
Okay.
I think we own the rights on it, but 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else would you like people to know about the film?
You guys jump in. Go for it.
Yeah.
Maybe the message behind the film or something like that.
Yeah, like I said it before, and it's mostly just about never giving up on your dream, for sure. And like I said yesterday as well, don't listen to your parents sometimes. There's a time to listen to them and there's a time not. And the time not to listen to them is when they're not supportive of you and doing something.
Yeah.
And if you believe in yourself, just go with it.
Go with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And don't let where you're from determine like where you want to be. Like, even if you're from a small town and there's not a lot of like people supporting you and all this stuff, and it's very grimy. Like, don't let that be like, oh, well, I can never be a star, I can never do what I want, follow my dreams. Like, nah, like that doesn't matter. That's the biggest thing I kind of took away from the film. Like, just go for it.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Are either one of you musical?
I am. I am, which was very handy with shooting the film.
What do you play?
Well, growing up, I was kind of always surrounded by instruments. So I kind of dived into a little bit of everything, like guitar, piano, drums, and drums was my favorite. And that's what led me to the role, which that worked out perfectly. But Connor, you were a lead singer and you're not singing every day. Like you say, you don't even sing in the shower.
Man, it was bad.
You train? Like, how did you get ready for the role?
To be honest, like, so we had the audition, and then I remember, I think Ryan or Derek was like, oh yeah, what, gave me a piece of paper and said, can you sing this? And I just looked at him like, there's no way. Like, no way, absolutely not. Like, terrible singing. So I guess they came together and said, you know what, we could just lip sync it, and we can work with the song with you, and just give the best performance as possible. So me not being able to sing, that was interesting. It was funny for sure. But I did play instruments back in the day, but not anymore. I did play the violin and the drums, not to flex or anything, but but that was way back when. So
very cool.
Yeah.
And how does it feel to all of you that you're at the Dances with Films world premiere?
Like,
exciting, insane, a little bit.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
June 10th, 9:30.
Yeah, I remember Ryan telling us, we were all on Zoom and everyone's just like quiet. Ryan's like, hey, so our premiere's in LA, Hollywood, all these things. We're all just like deadpan, like registering it. And Ryan's like, okay, like, I guess they're not excited. I'm like, no. I think everyone's just processing the fact of like the movie premiering in LA, because shooting it in North Bay, we didn't think, oh, it won't go that big, but like, oh my God, it's happening. And I think everyone's really excited.
So cool.
Sure.
Now, will you all be there for the premiere?
I kind of booked my ticket last minute, but I will be there, it turns out. So I'm super excited about that.
And I heard they're booking you to sing. No, I'm joking.
That's right.
Yeah, karaoke like, night on Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely.
No fear. Okay, so website for people to find more information about the film.
So otheranimal.ca has a bunch of information about it. You can also, the best place to go though down in LA is go to the Dances with Film Festival and just look up Happy F and Sunshine. You can get your tickets there. You can find out more information there. The trailer is on there. Everything you need to know to get your tickets is right there. And we will be popping up on our social media so you can see other interviews with these guys and press with these guys.
Awesome. Okay, and I put all the information on my show blog, which is getthefunkoutshow.kuci.org. And one last question.
Yep.
What advice would you offer people that want to, get into filmmaking and they're kind of struggling? Jonathan,
you guys
do you
want
take this?
Me? I could take it.
Okay.
So I mean, I have a background similar to these guys where you went through the arts and that, but when I realized what I wanted to do with film, because I'd done writing, I'd done music, I was like, nobody knows how to make money with this and put the groups together. And I just literally went and did it. And so any advice I can give to anybody is like, if you like film, just go and make films.
Yeah.
Like literally just go out and do it. It's so cheap now to produce them.
Yeah.
Learn it and figure it out and learn how to work with each other and be really good to each other. And that's the best way to build up your core talent and the people around you.
Definitely. And I've submitted to Film, Film Freeway, like scripts and stuff. Like, just even if you write shorts, just get your stuff out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I feel like people need to lose like the intimidating outlook on film, because I remember when I'm like, well, maybe I'll work in the film industry, I was thinking like Hollywood and the Avengers and big productions. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like in North Bay, I'm never going to do that. But it's so accessible. Like literally what Jonathan said, if you like films, just go and film anything, use your phone, do anything. And eventually like things will trail along, put it on social media. Like there's so many platforms that you can work with now. Like take away the intimidating side and just look at it as like exciting and creative, and you're good.
Yeah.
And get to know people, expand your network. Because
don't stay in.
Exactly. Don't stay in. It's serious what a strong network can do for you in any aspect of life.
Definitely. Do you think the message "don't stay in" because so many people have kind of hibernated in the pandemic and they're afraid to go out, and it's uncomfortable to kind of get back into that space of networking.
Yeah, definitely. Just for sure, just getting out there and stuff. So
Yeah.
Like I've made the best contacts just being like, screw it, I'm just gonna go out and have fun and see what happens. Like the best contacts have come from that. So just do it. I mean, unless you're sick, but
go where the fear is. Go where the fear is.
Yeah. Go where you're uncomfortable. Go where you're uncomfortable.
That's right. That's right.
Right? Yeah. All right, cool. Thank you so much, you guys. Congratulations. And again, it premieres on the 10th at 9:30 p.m. All the information's on the show blog, getthefunkoutshow.kuci.org.
Thank you very much.
So much.